big day for the FireWolves, also a big game for the day for the Williams family. As Delaney has a monster game, and then you. What's it like for the family when you can both have the game days like this?
Yeah, I mean, going in, especially with her playing the afternoon, it's perfect timing. Shoot around end, just get my pregame meal, and get to watch her have a hot start and hot finish. I mean, she gets the game-winning goal in the 16-15 game against Vermont, 7 goals, 2 assists. Absolute sick performance by her. So happy for her. It's amazing to see her doing her thing, and it's really special. I had some, my grandma's here, my mom's here, aunt, my uncle's here, and they got to come watch both our games and to see 2 big wins. And to see, Delana do her thing in the afternoon and then come watch a big FireWolves win, which we needed big time, was really special. And it's definitely a Williams lacrosse day I'll never forget.
Dyson, you're slowly coming into your own this season, obviously your first year in. What can you say about your play throughout the entire year? Yeah,
I think it's one game at a time. I try not to listen to the outside noise. Obviously, there's media that will say things, before I even step into this league. And then there's things said, when you start playing the league. So I try to do my best to block out everything and kind of just show up each day and learn from the guys around me. Being one of the only rookies on offense, and even though we are young, a full year of experience is huge. And I think there's a lot to learn from guys top to bottom on our team. And it's I love showing up every weekend and just trying to grow my game and to grow my IQ and understand, the tendencies of NLL lacrosse compared to everything else I've played, because it's a different ball game here. Everyone's good, everyone's strong, everyone's fast, everyone's big, and you can't take shifts off. And this game is a perfect example of no one's going to play a perfect game, and there's mistakes to be made, but there's big plays to be made. And I think that each time you step out, you try to get that ratio of big plays and mistakes, to widen out. So just happy to be here and happy to continue to grind week in and week out.
When you guys are in last place, but Glenn makes the coaching flip and then keeps making trades to try to add players, does that send a positive message to the players like, hey, this guy's not giving up on us? And we're still on the hunt for this thing.
Yeah, 100%. I think even if he didn't do that, we have full faith in what the coaching staff's doing, and he reminds us each week, what we're capable of doing, and obviously the record hasn't been showing that throughout the year. We've lost a lot of close games and given up a couple leads that obviously we want back. But at the end of the day, we know what we're capable of. We're a very talented team and very tough team. And when we show up, we're a tough team to beat. And we showed that tonight. Georgia's a great team. They're one of the top teams, winning record in the league, and wins are hard to come by, like I've said. So it feels really good to get that win and do it in front of a sick crowd. Obviously, the support we got tonight was huge, and we fed off that energy big time, and it was nice.
Mark mentions the trades, grabbing a guy like Kyle Jackson and grabbing a guy like Jonathan Peshko, what's that type of offensive addition to the lineup, stand out for you guys? You know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously Peshko comes in and has a great game. He's a big guy, and he's able to be physical and kind of make some room for Kurtzy and Simmer on the right side, and he's a great player. And Kyle Jackson, it's funny, he coached me when I was in high school at the Hill Academy. Which is really cool, kind of full circle moment. Haven't really crossed paths with him for the last 5 years or so, ever since going to Duke, and he left the Hill, and so we haven't really seen each other at all. And then all of a sudden, he shows up to Philly and we see each other, and it was like it was really cool to see him again and kind of catch up, and now go from coach player to teammates. And he's a veteran. He's been in the league for a long time, and he knows what it takes to get the job done. And so I've learned a lot from him, and he's helped me a lot. And I feel very confident playing with him and playing in a 2-man game with him and working with him and trying to get him the ball on the inside. So he's a great guy to learn from and great teammate for sure.
Are the playoffs starting to feel like they're a real possibility now? You've got Buffalo, and then you got like 2 teams that are right ahead of you in the standings.
I don't think the playoffs have ever felt impossible for us. Obviously, it's when you see your team name at the bottom of the standings, it's a little it makes you a little pessimistic. But at the end of the day, I think those negative feelings didn't stick around a lot. You obviously it's hard not to look at it and see it. But at the end of the day, until you're crossed off that playoff contention, you're alive. And the coaches have made that clear to us, and the players in that locker room, our captains have made that clear that we're not dead, and that's why we show up every week and grind. Even if we're losing a game, we're not going down without swinging, and that's what I love about this group. So I'm just very happy that it's paying off, and now this is our first time this season getting back-to-back wins. We haven't been able to do that. We've won games, but we haven't combine those into getting into a streak. So just look to stay hot and just show up, and don't care too much about who we're playing against. Just care about what we can control and what we can do.
Even in a period like the third period where the offense kind of goes stagnant, how comfortable are you guys having Dougie right behind you?
Oh, I mean, it's unbelievable. I think obviously in the first half the offense is humming, and we're dropping all our looks, and we're feeling really good. And then it's a 0-0 third quarter, which is it's insane, and that goes to show Doug Jamieson and Brett Dobson. I obviously grew up playing with Brett Dobson, and he's my teammate since I was 4 years old, and he's an amazing goalie, and he's doing amazing things. Having Dougie, it feels good that we know if we're still working and trying, things aren't dropping, but he's doing his thing, and he's good. He showed tonight why Doug Jamieson is one of the biggest names in lacrosse, and a goalie of the year, caliber goalie, and he's awesome, and it helped a lot obviously tonight, with him doing what he did to get that win.
On the power play, on the winning goal, can it help to be decisive and take a faster shot like you did, rather than maybe working it around too long and being too patient? I mean, it seemed like you were pretty decisive and shot it pretty quickly in that.
Yeah, I think too. it's that time where it's like we got to get our shots in. We got to take advantage of this, get our looks, and I think Coach Clem, he did a great job, drawing up that play, and it worked out perfectly. Two great seals from Kurtz and Firthy, to give me time and room there and just get an early look, and gave me that space that I needed to kind of pick my spot. And some of those shots are hard to come by when you got great penalty kill units that put pressure out on you, and you can't really get clean looks to the net. So when you get that, you got to take advantage of it and let it rip. So it was definitely happy that it worked out at the end, and obviously they score a few late ones and get some big juice goals, tie it up. And we've had those games in the past early on in the season, especially where we let in those couple goals, and then it goes to overtime and we lose, and it's I'm happy that we flipped that script tonight, and we're able to get it done in regulation too.
Did those 3 goals make it seem like we're kind of going back to what happened in the past? Did that kind of feel like that was creeping back up on you guys?
No, I think you got to stay present. You can't be thinking about that stuff while you're playing, and I think the way that game went, I do feel like we're the better team tonight, and I think that no one would lost any confidence when it was 10-10. We obviously were fortunate to get a power play at the end and be able to work a power play with under 2 minutes left, and that was a big deal for us, and we wanted to take advantage of that. But there's not one down head looking down or worried about anything. I think we were knew what the task was, and we were in control and able to win the face-off. Nards did his thing tonight, and we can just get the job done, and that we did. So it felt good.
Was that the most electric crowd you played in front of here?
Oh, 100%. They we fed off their energy a lot, and it was nice because we've had some tough crowds. To be completely honest, it's obviously we're one of the newer teams in the league, so it's great to see when the crowd does get big, what it can get to. And I truly hope that if these fans tonight, if that was some of their first games, that they loved it and that they start coming back. And for us, it helps us a lot when the seats are packed. We feed off that energy, and it's a lot more exciting, and it gives you more of that that home floor advantage. So we're gonna fight no matter what. No matter if there's 10 people in the seats or if there's 5,000 in the seats. We're going to show up no matter what, but it can help us get big momentum plays. The crowd goes wild, and it's huge. So I was happy to see it and hope that we gain some new fans tonight for sure.
You mentioned earlier, back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Now you're going into a really tough contest next week, home against Buffalo. What's the mantra?
it's stick to the game plan, stick to what we do. We don't change what we're doing, or like we're not going crazy off the charts just because it's Buffalo. We obviously played them already this season. We know what they're capable of. They're obviously back-to-back champions and a great team, but we know what we can do. We know that this is our floor, and we got to protect it and keep things rolling. We got 2 wins in a row now. We want to stay hot and just keep going and believing in the process and trusting ourselves.